So somebody told me that they broke up Ween, you know, the band. The band's no longer with us, man. And you know, I've got quite a lot of my record collection is in this band, you know, like the Pod. This was the first Ween record I got in 1992. This wasn't the original copy. This is the reissue, but you know, it has got a lot of songs on it, and they're quite good songs.
Like a fruity in a hot tub of guava. Iggy ran the scene, you know he's hip to her mantra. He was a meditative fucker, all strung out on Sinatra. Sketching Van Winkle like there ain't no tomorrow. I saw Van Winkle show up on the scene. I said for elbows when I saw that he's been doing all the sketches of Winkle. Climb to the heavens in a bit of rage. Sketches of Winkle, keeping little humans locked up in a cage. Sketches of Winkle, I think I love her, but she don't love me. Sketches of Winkle, why don't she love me good?
And then this was their last album, La Cucaracha. It's not got quite as many songs on it, and yeah, it's got some great songs on it, but some not so great songs on it. So you know, this is Ween. This is Ween, bit of Ween, just a couple of records, but this is early Ween, and they're playing live in the early days, which is just the two guys and a drum machine. Yeah, that's Ween. That's that version of Ween. And then when they got a band together, eventually there's this version of Ween, Chocolate and Cheese album came out, and it was very smooth, but it had some pretty good numbers on it. Pretty good numbers. That's when people that I knew weren't really into what I was into would go, oh yeah, I heard about Ween, or I know Ween. That's when this album came out.
Freedom of the body, a freedom of the mind, a hoe on South Street, a high for drinks, little girls are picking up sticks. Freedom is 76.
But they were also doing experimental things still. They hung out with the guys from the Boredoms, made this album Zed Rock Hawaii, which has got some really good stuff on it, and it's a real takes you back almost to times of the Pod in terms of noise and out there-ness. Sounds good when you're stoned, kind of thing, you know. Very good. I mean, all Ween does, but you know what I mean, a bit more extreme.
I don't know. Maybe it was the rain. Another gray day. A thought, maybe. The real test was finding a bucket with enough holes to let it out. One of those days when the corn dries up and your nose turns red. The ground crackles as the crystals break. Late day. back up to the warm room. God is laying across your bed talking backwards. Here, take my leg, take my eyes, take my brain. Take my brain.
The album that started it all, although in fact there were other albums before this released on cassette and one on vinyl, and they were bit hit and miss affairs, but with some interesting oddities on there. It's worth checking out if you can. I think my favourite of those earlier albums was Axis Boulder's Boognish, but this was the first official main released album, Godwin Satan, and I read a review of this album which I received in some fanzine of some sort, and it made me interested in to check them out, but it was the pod that I bought because that was the first one I saw in the shops. And what else have we got here? The Mollusk. Now this is interesting because the Mollusk and this album here, which, where the hell is it? Bollocks. Never mind. Yeah, 12 Golden Country Greats. I moved into a flat in '96, and someone in that flat said, "Hey, you like Ween?" I was like, "Yeah, I've got the pod," and he tuned me back into them, and bit by bit I heard the country album, and then also the Pure Guava, and then I think it was a bit later on, a year later, he had the Mollusk, and by that time I really got turned back onto them. It took a while. In fact, the Mollusk, first time I heard it I was like, what? I don't know if I get this. But you know, it didn't take long to realise it was a total classic.
I lick my greatest silence. Rather squeeze my head instead. Mission man provoking violence. Listen not to what I said. I said please calm it down. Everything is a turning ground. Mutilated lips give a kiss on the wrist of the worm-like tips of tentacles expanding in my mind. I'm fine accepting only fresh brine. You can get another drop of this, yeah you wish. Mutilated lips give a kiss on the wrist of the worm-like tips of tentacles expanding in my mind. I'm fine accepting only fresh brine. You can get another drop of this.
And love the country stuff.
I guess it's something in my brain. I need whiskey to ease the pain, but it's early in the morning and I'm feeling bad again. But if you ever love me, you'll go easy on me now. Fix me up a cup of coffee, and in a while I'll come around. I think I'll spend the dog food money, but it'll love me just the same. And if you really love me, baby, help me scrape the mucus off my brain.
Pure Guava, I'd heard it on when I was in Thailand somewhere in the back of some van, some over-enthusiastic somebody or others trying to stick it on the car stereo, and it didn't really do much for me, but in the right setting, of course, it's a killer album. and it's travelled with me lots of times. There it is. I think I remember seeing this in the shops of the same place where I bought the pod, and I just looked at the cover and I just looked at all this pink on the back, and I just went, oh god, what is this? What is this? What's happened to Ween, you know? And I didn't really give it a chance. And I heard the song Push the Little Daisies, and that, it just sounded a bit naff, and I just sort of went, nah. And some friend of mine, his sister, had these American magazines called Sassy magazines, and one of them had an article about a new cute band alert, and in the cute band alert was Ween, and I just thought, man, I got these guys wrong. They're like, what are they, some kind of like nerdy college band crap, rather than follow up to the Butthole Surfers or something kind of a bit more Captain Beefheart meets the Butthole Surfers on you know, Syd Barrett meets somebody or other, and that's what I got from the pod, you know, all this kind of weird stuff. And I just thought, man, they've got a bit funny, but I was wrong. I hold my hands up.
Mach 10 at sudden speed, flying into the wind now. I'm throwing at my feet something of likeness to you now. I spotted you in the sun, I called your name from a distance. I knew you were the one. I called again, I do declare I can float in the air, and with some love from above, you must. Don't crest the weasel, and don't fall too soon. Don't steep the blood from the panther. Don't take a trip too soon. I'm the one holding the time back from the sun as I scope the lobe. I am the one.
I was completely wrong. So back in 96, 97 is when what I call got back into them, and by the late 90s I had full-blown Ween cancer. And this developed because I got online, I got on the internet, and I realised that the internet, there was a whole community of Ween fans, and Ween were releasing unreleased MP3 files. Even through your slow dial-up broad internet you could go onto these special servers online, FTP servers, and get and download music. Also, you could send off some blank CDs to various like-minded individuals, and they would create Ween music onto those CDs and then send you the CD back. And I heard some really good outtakes and unreleased music by Ween.
Cooking 6 until dawn. Great lover of art and poetry. We take a Norwegian cruise, but we don't go to Norway. I show you my collections of medallions and wine. We go dancing. I'll buy you ice cream. I lick your pussy and you'll come inside.
And it was just, it kind of fueled a sort of obsession and addiction to Ween. And I think one of the live CDs, the first live CDs I got was this. It wasn't the most amazing gig. It was Ween Benway's music records. I'd already got a lot of the outtakes, but this was the kind of first live, bootleg, full concert type thing I got. And it was quite cool because they put the cover on and all that jazz. And yeah, but I really wanted to see them live, and it was in 2000 finally got that chance, and by this time I converted nearly all of my friends into being rabid Ween fans, especially through the help of this album, which is Painting the Town Brown, which was an official release, a compilation of live recordings over the years. But this broke ground with all my friends, and it got them all hooked into Ween and wanting to see them live, which we did at the Astoria, London Astoria, in the year 2000. And that's still the best Ween gig I've seen. I think it was the best. Seen a few since, not enough. Now they're having a hiatus, I hope. But anyway, there we go. Paint the Town Down, brilliant.
Shitting on my face.
Yeah.
I'll count us in.
Yeah, okay.
1, 2, 3, 4. I heard my brother weeping in the dead of the night. I said, dude bang, you feeling alright? Gina said nothing and continued to weep. I called Papa Gene Ween crying in his sleep. I saw Gina crying in his sleep. I tried to wake him up, but he made not a peep. I saw Gina crying in his sleep. Life at the top can be tough. Sometimes you think you've seen enough, but you can find a diamond in the rough. But when it's time for bed, you shouldn't think about that stuff. Yeah, I saw Gina crying in his sleep. I tried to wake him up, but he made not a peep. I saw Gina crying in his sleep. Danny!
And somewhere along the line, in and out there, I've got White Pepper came out. That was when I saw them live. White Pepper was the main album. Nice white vinyl. Yeah, but the album started to slow down in their release, and it kind of felt like the pedal was off a little bit. And but finally we did get another album, which was Quebec, which I kind of thought was like a different Ween album. I mean, they're all quite different, but this one was like, it was like the lead singer Gene Ween, Aaron Freeman, was kind of letting his inner feelings out a bit more. It wasn't so much I mean, I'm sure he did that in the past, but it was a bit more, whoa, this is like really, it's a little bit kind of emo, if you like. It was coming on strong. It's the sort of thing that you wouldn't expect necessarily from Ween. But yeah, it was a very good album, but it wasn't so much fun, if you know. It's not like, it wasn't just a party blast escapism. It was more like, this is good shit, but it's kind of serious. Yeah.
On a free ride home from the embassy, I saw the governor and his lover holding hands. When I got to my place, I emptied my suitcase and opened the windows wide. If you could save yourself, you'd save us all. Is that what you called me for? Is that why you're knocking on my door?
And it's funny, I think the last album that we did, which I can't find, there's like a Karacha, and you know, maybe that will be the last album we never release. And it's got a lot of funny stuff on it, and it's, you get the feeling it's they're kind of trying to be the light-hearted counterpart to seriousness of Quebec, perhaps. I don't know. But it could mean maybe it was their swan song. Yeah, it wasn't the greatest album, but it had some good moments on it. I think that what maybe didn't quite work about that album was that they released an EP, which had some quite fun little numbers on it. It had great numbers, Slow Down Boy, and the original remix of Friends, and those were left off the main album. And the main album has this song called Woman and Man, which I think goes on for too long and is kind of like a live track. It's got this long, and it's just like some long Santana style epic breakdown, and it just doesn't really fit on the album, and it just sort of spoils it for me a bit. And there are a couple of moments in that album where I just skip, please. Anyway, I don't want to talk about that too much, because really their body of work is absolutely fantastic, and I can't quite believe I'm even talking about you know, not many bands can achieve this, you know, not many. The quality in here, the pleasure, and then the interpretations of these songs in a live setting, time and again, hitting the note perfect, getting the crowd on the right level note, you know, perfect, time and time again. It was one of the best ever live acts you could possibly see. Yeah, I even travelled to New York to go and see them, because I wasn't getting to see them enough in the UK, and when they play in Europe it never seemed to be quite as exciting as the idea of singing them with a home crowd, you know, with everyone backing them up 100%. And yeah, it was better to see them in their home setting, definitely, and meet all the other crazy Ween fans while I was out there. But anyway, hopefully in the future, I'm hoping that Aaron Freeman, who has been still writing a lot of songs, will feel that, well, I guess he's thinking, well, I can't save all those songs for a Ween album. I mean, there's a bit of a dilemma going on, a loyalty to the band, and but wanting to get stuff out there in terms of original songs, and not having the band together to do that with. So in this way you'll be able to say, well, whatever I create, whatever songs I come up with, I can release them, or I can, you know, work on them. And I hope that works out. I really hope that maybe one day we get the Ween back. I mean, I hope that well, let's just see. It's not my business what they do, really. They've given a lot, taken a lot, we've all enjoyed the ride. You know, what more can you say? Whatever goes, goes. That's the way I see it. Anyway, I know this is incredibly tedious, so I'm going to quit now. Alright, bye.
We're going to do a song off our first record, God, Ween, Satan. This is called Marble Tulip Juicy Tree. Hey!